We're counting down the top 5 Chicago Bears of all time, according to Elliot Harrison. Brian Urlacher at number 5. What does his Hall of Fame candidacy look like to you?
I think it's even Steven. I think it's a 50-50 shot for him, which is unusual to say he's number 5 all time because the Bears have so many great players. I picked Brian Urlacher here, Mark, because I wanted to cover different eras of Bears football, and it is just very difficult to compete with this team's era of the 1930s and 40s when they were dominant in the 85 team. This was the best player they had of recent vintage. And we're talking about the best player for a franchise. Brian Urlacher there for 12 years. That's a long time to be playing linebacker.
Hey, you mentioned 85. When Mike Singletary is number 4 on this list, you know you got some other great guys, but let's talk about him. He is a Hall of Famer. And by the way, one of the greatest Baylor Bears of all time, and one of the most intense stares from a linebacker ever.
Hey, Baylor in the old Southwest Conference had some teams in the early 80s. This guy came out of Baylor in 1981, Mark, part of maybe the greatest defensive draft in NFL history that featured Lawrence Taylor, Ricky Jackson, Ronnie Lott, Howie Long. But Mike Singletary, really the linchpin of the 46 defense that won the Super Bowl in 1985, and overall a fantastic player. Played 12 years in the league. 1992 was his final season in the NFL. I remember that last game was at Texas Stadium. We got a standing O from the Cowboys fans in that game.
We talk about teams winning 3 championships in 4 years in the modern day version of this game. Sid Luckman, 12 seasons, 4 championships.
Yeah, and even more remarkable, Sid Luckman came to the league, Mark, in 1939, okay? The Bears had the best team in the league by far, but World War II came came about basically, and a lot of that Bears team participated in the military, including George Halas, the head coach. Had that Bears team not had its run interrupted by military service, who knows how many championships they would have won. Sid Luckman's still the best quarterback the Bears have ever had.
I want to move to a guy who might be top 5 all-time names in the NFL. Dick Butkus comes in at number 2 for you for the Bears.
Yeah, this was a tough one because I just talked about longevity with Brian Urlacher. Dick Butkus, he doesn't look menacing there, but all you have to do is just watch the films footage of him because he was fantastic. Butkus only played 9 years with the Bears, but in that 9 years, he was considered the best middle linebacker to ever play the game, and he made clutch play after clutch play for this football team. Dick Butkus, just an outstanding player his entire 9-year career. And you just saw the graphic right there. 8 Pro Bowls in 9 years. What more do you want? By the way, he's always considered a run stopper, but he actually was able to get depth and do things like that. We just saw 2 back-to-back interceptions.
Yeah, despite only playing a few years into the 70s, a Hall of Fame first team all 1970s team. But here, this is easy who you have at number 1. Sweetness, Walter Payton. Would you rank him as a top 3 greatest running back of all time?
I would, and I think he's probably in the top 10 of greatest NFL players of all time. Walter Payton, this was an easy choice. Played 13 seasons for the Bears. His career really took off his second year. He ran for almost 1,400 yards in a 14-game season. The next year, his third year, he ran for over 1,800 yards in only a 14-game season. You see the graphic. That was the year he was named Most Valuable Player. But even late in his career, I mean, Walter Payton, his 11th season, Mark, they go to the Super Bowl, they win, and he runs for 1,500 yards in his 11th season, for crying out loud. So, easy choice.
Boy, tough omission. Gale Sayers on this list. A lot of great players, but you see the top 5 there. Urlacher, Singletary, Luckman, Butkus, and Payton. Elliot Harrison's top 5 Chicago Bears.
I left out Red Grange. I left out Bronco Nagurski, Clyde Bulldog Turner. I could go on and on. Bill George. I could keep going. Doug Atkins.
Let's just
all day.
end the segment.
Yeah.
Payton.